You looking at your camera right there.
All right.
You're gonna capture on either camera. What's up, guys? How y'all doing out there? What time is it? It's about 11:30. This is the last day of the tax season, baby. I got my main man Noe. Noe was over there when I was doing my apartment project over there. I'm not finished yet. I'll be finished in a month. And he helped me did the wrought iron. We struggling and we going through this thing. I'm trying to get everything did. He came in here about 6:37. He said, "Doug, did you do my stuff? You was looking like." I said, "Man, no way. Don't worry about it." He was talking to. I said, "Man, relax." He said, "Well, what time you gonna leave?" "When I get finished. If that's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning." Hey, baby, this is the last day, Noe. Pull the microphone up to you and talk to the people, Noe.
What's up?
Introduce yourself to the people.
Any people that associate with Doug, I know they're good people.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And I know there's a lot of people who know Doug. Signs all over Fresno, east side, west side, north side. You know, there's no side of Fresno that doesn't have a yellow sign that says Best on it, you know?
And then you know what's gonna happen right now, guys? I just bought 1,000 orange signs. It's gonna be saying the Doug Best Show podcast. Woo! This is the last day, baby. I'm gonna tell you guys out there, man. It's been such a great, great honor. I'm tired, man. I ain't finna lie to you. I'm trying to finish Bobby Jones stuff. He got a bunch of stuff, but one thing about it, Noah, and you know this, and everybody else, if I give you my word, I don't care how long it's gonna take. I'm gonna get it dead. I'm gonna get this stuff dead. I know my senorita been working day and night for a few weeks trying to get the itinerary ready for us to travel around the world. I said, "Come up to the tax office." She says, "No, no, no. I'm getting the hotels right now." I said, "Man, I ain't gonna bother her. Just keep having the confidence and keep doing what you're doing. You do that part, and my part is to go get the bacon, baby."
Get the bacon.
uh, I want to get the whole hog, man.
A whole hog.
Get the whole hog. No, he talked to me. You just came from the movies?
Yeah, it came from movies. I seen the Death of a Unicorn.
Death of the Unicorn. What the hell is that, man?
Yeah, so pretty much in the movie, they like a dad hit a unicorn with his car, and he works for a pharmaceutical company, and like the whole body of the unicorn could be used for like medicine and shit like that. And it's like a Jurassic Park, Aliens, and whole other different types of movies put into one, you know.
This is the Doug Best Show, man. This is unbelievable. Hey, Noah, we look out the window out there at the smoke shop across the street. What do it look like, man? Do it look like that Michael Jackson movie where let me put the camera on me where you guys can see me. When we look out that window, when I seen you was looking a little nervous. The people, they not concerned about us. They in their own world. Plus, they know coming over here is off limits.
It looks like Detroit out there.
Detroit. Yeah, I'm from St. Louis. Yeah, guys, you guys on the Doug Best Show. You know, I want them just to before this is my last night right here, and I want to just tell everybody I'm tired. Shit, man, I'm tired. It's 11:40 at night. My sister came up here with my nephew yesterday, and it was his birthday. But we had some lady in here. I was working on the computer. Toya Kramer, that's her name. The lady got the mouse, and she's telling me to do this and do that, and we inside my computer. And she says, "Mr. Best, you got to be extremely careful because she reconfiguring stuff." And the lady got to flipping out. And I did exactly what the lady told me not to do. And I had to go buy a brand new computer. And so this year, man, what a great honor it is. You know, guys, you're on the Doug Best Show. I'm going to make this thing work. Don't worry about it. You'll see them 1,000 signs that I just bought. 1,000 signs I just bought. It's like $5,000-6,000. I'm going to make the investment, put the money in it, and then this is the show right here. Know you. So what happened, man, you sit down and talk, but I'm going to go back to what happened yesterday. So the lady was tripping out, and I had the technician online. She doing a remote where they working inside your computer. Man, I handled that. But this is the thing that I'm telling everybody next year. If I'm doing taxes next year, if this thing take off and I get 1,000,000 subscribers, I might be way pimping for a little while now, man. I might have a suit on every day like Stephen A. Smith. So this year, all the people that cause all the problems is the one that's got the least amount of paperwork and documentation in the file. You got the same 5, 6, 10 people that come in here and create chaos. Next year, I know exactly who you are. You ain't welcome.
No
Yeah.
more. No more.
No, you ain't welcome in here no more, period, at all. Because, you know, at this stage right here, so I know there's nobody in the city of Fresno doing what I'm doing, Noah. It's 12 o'clock at night. The other day, the lady was trying to tell the police, what kind of tax office is going to be open at 12 o'clock at night? Like I'm doing something wrong. The kind of tax office, I got so many people that I can never fulfill all the clients. Yeah, no, and I'm glad, you, Peter, your brother, Eddie and them, your sister-in-law, your wife. You still with little mama?
No, I'm not with her anymore.
Stop it, man. You want her back or what? This is your moment right now, man. Let me see how you going to make love to her with your words, man. You got to use that charm. Let me see. She listening.
Right now, she got the job, and that job is to be the mother of my child, and I got a job too. And we're both doing what we got to do now, We may not rock together.
I mean, do rock together mean y'all ain't making love? What that mean?
No love.
Do you want to make love? Hey, right. Hey, I know you listening out there, little mama. You on the Doug Best Show. I'm going to put some Teddy Pendergrass on right now. Go ahead, Noe. Huh?
She's a beautiful woman. Beautiful woman.
All right. And a good cook.
Beautiful woman, dog. I can say that for sure. She got angry when I tried to chop the hamburger patties because she made the patties too small, dog. And when you put them in the skillet,
I'll pull the microphone up to you and talk to you. Just pull it to you. Let's relax. Yeah.
And when you put in the beef patties in the skillet, they get smaller. And she made like little tiny patties. I'm like, this is not gonna fit in the bun, so I had to chop up the patties. Throw some cheese slices on it. Make it chopped cheese. Mm-hmm. And she didn't understand that. She didn't understand a lot of things. But it's all cool, she's getting her bachelor's, and when she gets her bachelor's, I wouldn't have to worry about her so much. But, she got her people, I got my people. She's in rock with my people. But, I try to take care of her and hers, as much as possible, just so she can provide a pretty okay life for my daughter,
Okay, so Noe, so y'all on the Doug Best Show right now. Right now, I'm Cupid. Cupid was a guy when I guess he always put the relationships back together. She usually come up here and bring us some pastries. Nothing this year. Yeah, no, but I hope you get your family back together, man. It'd be, I don't know what it would be like if me and my senorita went together, because it's like my medicine. Yeah, but all you guys out there, so I was at Home Depot today, and the lady says, "Oh, what's the podcast about?" Whatever I'm feeling about that day. If I'm thinking about Trump, I might talk about Trump. And then, Noah, you said when you left early, you said that it was somebody special that you think that I need to have on the show.
Yeah, and there's one rapper that's coming to Fresno in June. If you were here in June, I would highly suggest you get in touch with his team, because he's new in music, so his team is just that reachable that you can get him in.
I ain't going to be here, pimping.
Damn.
We're going to be on a plane. We're going to be on a plane, and we're going to be on a plane going to Tokyo. I'm positive.
Tokyo,
and all them others. I'm positive that I see my senorita. She wake up every morning. She be up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning working on an itinerary. And the itinerary, guys, is like, you got to pick the room specifically how you like it. If you want a room with Wi-Fi, you got to get the Wi-Fi. It ain't like over in those other countries. It's not like here. If you want a 2-bedroom apartment, or you got to make sure that you do everything correctly when you picking these different, doing an itinerary for another country. Because even though we think everything is the same, it's not the same like in America.
Your boy's been out there. I think it was last year.
Who?
Jerry Dyer. He went out to Japan and Tokyo to look at their train system over there.
Oh, the Honorable Jerry Dyer?
Yeah, he went over there for a couple of days.
Hey, Mayor, Honorable Jerry Dyer, if you're listening, I know sometimes he be up, just piddling around on the computer too. Man, just, send us an email and just give us some pointers. I'm going to be there. Everywhere we go, we're going to take the Doug Best Show with us, and we're going to, man, absolutely 100% for sure, we're going to uplift the city of Fresno. So when we're going to go all over Japan, and I'm going to take the tripods, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to be like a traveling commentary.
You seen them tearing down Chinatown, Doug?
I don't know if they tearing down Chinatown or they redoing Chinatown. That's why they doing it, because Honorable Mayor Jerry Dyer went over there. I seen him on the news the other day.
What'd he say?
He was talking about, how the classic values that some of those different old hotels and buildings they got down there. When I was a kid, I used to hang around in Chinatown. I used to shine shoes and sell the newspapers. And the old Asian guys used to let me go, in the back,
Did
underground.
you went in
All
the
the time,
tunnels?
every day. Every day I went in tunnels. My friend Glenn, father and them owned the little ho-hos. Right up under there, that's a tunnel. I used to go in there every day. We stayed on B Street. They stayed on A Street. And I go hang out with Glenn and them, and they had a restaurant, Victor's. That was his pop's name, but he was a gambler. Oh, yeah, I used to go down there to the card rooms all the time. All the time. It's tunnels up under there and little card rooms, like little casinos. Of course, I've been up under there. I've been here my whole life. I've been a hustler my whole life.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink the tap water from Chinatown. You get little chunks of calcium in there.
Calcium is in everything, though. I don't know if calcium is a bad thing because I take calcium every morning, too. Calcium, vitamin A, vitamin C, B complex, iron, potassium, magnesium. I guess too much of it might be a bad thing. Yeah, so what you thinking about, Noah? You gonna go home now? You've been thinking about little mama, you might call her? Y'all on the Doug Best Show, baby. This late night. We just chopping it up, having some fun. This is my last night in the tax office. I see the people across the street, they looking like, what are they doing? I'm having a ball. That's what we do.
I think they're having a ball too, Doug.
Yeah, they're having a ball over there. That's beautiful over there. The business is growing. I seen that the guy put new windows in there, and they waving at us. But no, y'all can't come in. Yeah, Noe, so what you going to do for the rest of the night?
Rest of the night, I'm going to go home, see my daughter, make sure she gets good sleep, like the next generation of Fresno, they're not going to understand how the last 10 years of Fresno was, and I can only imagine how Fresno was when you're growing up here,
I grew up right around the corner from your pops. He grew up right there. You guys are right there on, what's that, West and Church.
Yeah, Western Church.
I grew up right there in those California projects over there. Right there in the California projects, Tarzan Hole. We walk over there to that reservoir and get the tadpoles and all that kind of stuff. I've been here a long time, Noe.
Yeah, you wouldn't really be from Fresno if you haven't got jumped over there next to Sunset.
No, I didn't get jumped over there, but I grew up over there. No, I didn't get jumped over there, but I know Sunset. Sunset Market, Glenn and Ada, Tillman over there. Yeah, I know that whole area. Yeah, guys, you guys on the Doug Best Show, and I just...
Wait up, my brother's calling me.
Oh, he's watching you on the thing?
Let me see.
Let's see.
What's up, Omar?
Put him on the speakerphone.
What are you doing? I'm on Doug's podcast right now.
Yeah, you on the Doug Best Show right now.
Yeah, hop on the Facebook Live, you'll see me.
Yeah, hop on the Facebook Live and make a comment. Invite people to subscribe. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm with Doug, the West Side Legend,
The West Side Legend. You know what I should have did? I didn't complete the whole process over here so people could actually subscribe and say different things on here. Yeah, we've been on this thing about 15 minutes, 13 minutes, and guys, this is my last day in the tax office. And I did a little podcast the other day. If you're looking for your check, your state checks, what you want to do, you want to contact the California State Franchise Tax Board and ask them where your checks are. But today is my last day. Periodically, I'm going to come in here if we have some checks. If we have some checks, I'm going to pass them out. But no, I ain't going to hold you long, man. I just want to let you I'm glad you came by. Tell the people what time it is, man, because you had some doubts. Because you said, man, what time you going to leave? I said, man, I'm going to be here, man.
11:51, about to be midnight right now. Hey, Doug. Hey, this podcast is going to take off, I know. If you want people to hang up signs, I'll be out there with those signs, Doug. Just...
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we ain't going to... I bought 1,000 signs. As soon as they come in, you guys going to see them. They orange. And the best tax signs are yellow. These are going to be orange, black lettering. I ain't worried about it. This is the podcast right here. Get on here. All I got to do is get on here, entertain the people, and be myself. Yeah, Noah, before we get off this thing right here, man, tell me what you think about the great Donald Trump.
As a Mexican, there's a lot of Mexicans who don't rock with him, but personally, he's not a bad dude. Every single person has their vice, there's something that about them that, not everyone's going to like him, not everyone's going to love him, but he's trying to do good for the country. The establishment wants to keep the people down, and there's like a word for Democrats, ghetto pimps,
Oh, so you're a Republican?
I'm not saying I'm a Republican or a Democrat. Just
So you're independent.
independent at the moment. Because the Democratic establishment kind of they threw Bernie Sanders under the bus and over there in 2016. If Bernie was on that ticket, I would have voted him every day of the week. And then the Democrats are taking harder stances on their side of the aisle, which is going more radical. And you want to appeal to the middle of the people. The majority of people, the aisle, not just a very selective few.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Sometimes the people probably, I see Trump and everybody on that thing so much, I'll be saying, man, I'm tired of looking at little daddy right now.
And
I don't, go ahead.
and with with the tariffs and stuff, yeah, things are gonna cost more. But every single economic thing is an opportunity. So let's say the price of importing goods goes up significantly. And if you're just a consumer, you're at the mercy of the market. But if you have a skill or trade or some way you can use those skills to bring domestic goods into the U.S. market, that's your time to shine.
Yeah, so so what's your expertise though?
I'm electrically inclined, so I can pretty much do motor controls, automated. I've worked in a couple factories before, and so pretty much if more factories come to the United States and get built, people are saying that's not going to do good for anybody because those factories are going to be filled with robots. But even if those robots, they're still going to need electricians to man them and all the integrated devices that go along with them. So office jobs aren't going to be here, but technicians, mechanics, and electricians are going to be the way you're going to want to move.
Are you saying for vocational? So you feel like, as a Mexican, that's your expertise, welding or being an electrician?
Being an electrician.
Okay, that's beautiful, man.
And name one thing that doesn't have electricity. When you go home, you have everything plugged in at your house. When you go to work, there's electricity there. There's no aspect in your life that doesn't have electricity involved in it.
That's true. And then as we doing this podcast right now with technology, hey guys, I'm Doug Best. This is my friend Noe. This late night, he came to get his taxes. His taxes was a little complicated, but I said, man, I'm not going to let you down. But I got about 100 files over there. I'm not doing no more taxes. Tonight is the last one. Bobby Jones them is the last one that I'm doing for the season. Yeah, Noe, I'm glad that you and your family trust me enough to do your taxes. And everybody out there, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that trust me. Then we had a lady today named Alexis Ross and Veronica Robinson. They drove all the way here from Barstow, almost Barstow. And a lot of people do that, man. They trust me to do their stuff. And Veronica, they didn't have a car. I said, how much it costs for you guys to get here? And she told me, I said, you guys got a Cash App? I cashed apped them. They came here, they got their check, and they went to Walmart and cashed a check. Can you believe this? For $6. I just sit there and watch them today. That's amazing.
Pretty good.
Man, you know what the beauty about this tax office? It helps a lot of people. And that's why, I want to make sure that I stay on point. Make sure that everybody that come in here stay on point. And if you see me slipping somewhere, I'm talking to the people out there, all my tax clients.
Because H&R Block will just let you just slap anything in a file and ship it off, But you over here, you take special attention with each customer, and that's something that, money can't buy,
Yeah, that's integrity. And then the thing is, what everybody's got to remember, this is a special kind of demographics over here. Demographics mean that, it's a certain segment of people, and that's the truth. That's my niche. Mexicans mostly, blacks mostly, low economic, socially economic white people. Not all of them, because I got doctors and lawyers and all kinds of stuff, so I can't say that. But the point that I want to make right here, guys, this is my last night. So I kind of relax a little bit. I got my taxes did, baby. You see, my stuff ready to go in the mail. All I got to do is put that check in there. Mine's dead. It's a great honor and a great pleasure to be on this thing right here. The Doug Best